Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to Patreon. It's $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, we were walking along the highway, came across the old grave of the albino cats, and was forced to dig it up by the possession in us. Turns out, the person in the grave that is also possessing us, their name? Samuel Ayers. The main character from the smoke room. Which does make sense, because now I just unlocked a memory where I was reading the previous route, and the main character was yelling out and thinking of the names of characters from the smoke room. Interesting. I kind of want to look back and see when the smoke room started and when this game finished. Like, what's their overlap? That's a sad revelation. That the main character of this game, of the previous game, at least in this route, dies by being hit by a van and buried in a shallow grave on the side of the highway. Just outside of Echo. But yeah, we're going to some place, and something's coming up behind us. So, we'll see. There's a mechanical rumbling behind it, too, that sounds almost mechanical in nature. My first thought is the van from earlier. Whoever turned it on, they had gotten it running and followed us out here. The silhouette of a figure emerges through the sagebrush, its motions frantic. Eventually, I can see its eyes, which are familiar, bright blue. Tej! Leo quickly runs up to catch the flailing feline, only to be met with slashing claws that push him away. The wolf sees audibly, stepping back. Tej, stop, it's us. He whispers sternly, trying to snap him out of whatever's come over him. TJ keeps looking over his shoulder, panicked. It's coming. It won't stop following me. TJ shouts, and Micah visibly flinches. Kid, shut the fuck up. He's hysterical. Yeah, so hit him or something. Leo blinks, frowning deeply as he tries to wrangle the cat by the scruff of his neck, with little success. What? I'm not gonna punch TJ. Oh, so you get to beat up my friends, and it's totally fine. Micah grumbling trails off into this disgruntled mumble as TJ yowls. He keeps trying to scramble away, kicking up clouds of dust everywhere. The cat looks horrible. Goat head brambles stuck to his fur. Tumbleweed sticks to his shirt. That would be a big thing. His pants ripped at the seams. It looks like he's been running in the wilds for a while. Jenna squeezes my shoulder some, before moving to my side, approaching the increasingly feral-looking lynx. TJ, it's me, Jenna. She speaks softly, a calming tone to her voice. I'm here with Leo, Chase, and our new friend Micah. You're okay. That rumbling sound is getting closer. Soon, I can see headlights gleaming across the desert. It's a pickup truck, and it's not even on the roads. Just the driver just careening through the desert straight towards us. TJ's eyes bulge, head swiveling towards the sound, even as Leo wrestles him to his knees. Oh no, no. It's the thing from... He breathes in sharply, looking at me for a moment. The monster. The monster? Jenna repeats, peering at the approaching truck. Like, I don't know if the truck would be the monster. I don't think the monster can drive a truck. I know there's monsters, but it could be just him going a little crazy and just, Jeremy? Whatever his name, coming after him. Fuck. Is that Jeremy and Clint? No. She lets out a relieved sigh. I recognize that busted growly. The vehicle begins to slow, until it rolls to an idle and parks about 10 meters from where we're squatting. A towering figure emerges from inside, a rifle in his hands. Okay, let's see who it is. Could it be Flynn? It's Flynn! Fucking hell. I'm so glad to see you, even though we fought to the death and I killed you in another route. Flynn blinks at us, blinks at us all. He shifts his attention back to TJ. The lynx is staring at him, as if he is just in horror of all horrors. Jaw agape, a silent scream as he writhes in Leo's grasp. I mean, I guess now that I think of it, TJ might be trying to run from him, because when everything kind of goes to shit, Flynn kidnaps TJ and brings him to the lake, and things come to blows and death. Flynn! Jenna growls. I guess we're all just hollering now. Micah briefly glances over his shoulder towards the house. No movement inside. What did you do? What did I do? I sure as shit would like to know. 1 minute, we're searching for Carl. The next, he's just staring at me with that crazed look in his eyes. He started crying, snotting all over the place. I've been chasing this little shit for fuck knows how long, while the whole town is falling apart. Lost him for a bit, so I went home and grabbed my repeater. It does seem kind of odd that you're coming after him with a gun and stuff. Flynn holds up his rifle. You can see it's pretty damn old-timey looking. Like the sort you see in old westerns, with metal that looks more brassy than iron. He shifts his gaze from TJ to the rest of us, then frowns. The fuck you guys been up to? No one immediately speaks. To be fair, I'm not quite sure how to answer that either. Also, what happened to all the other characters in, like, TJ's route? Because it was pretty much just TJ, me, and Flynn. It would take hours to summarize everything that's happened since Flynn and TJ are around. Surviving. I rub the back of my neck. But we found Carl. Did we? You did? Flynn perks up. Physical exhaustion he'd worn like a second skin seemingly dissolving right off him. Where? Where is he? I swallow, realizing how dry my throat is, as I try to make up the right words. Duke and my brother have him. Jenna interjects. We were briefly, unwillfully detained at Brian's. Carl was there, but Jeremy and Duke were told to take him to Heather's place. Hence, she gestures towards the pink house. Why we're here. You're fucking shitting me. We are not. Flynn is wrought speechless, bringing his fingers to his forehead and gritting his teeth. This is so fucking nuts. He brandishes his repeater across his chest, pulling back the lever and checking the chamber with an increasing look of trepidation on his face. Let's not waste any more time then. He slams the lever back in place, stepping forward. TJ flinches, though the lynx looks less terrified and more confused now. Whoa there, Mayor's boy. Jeremy and Duke might be packing, and we know for sure Heather is. So slow your roll, yeah? Hearing this information, it looks like roll slowing is the exact opposite of what Flynn wants to do, but he does stop. Glancing back, he seems like he's about to snap at Leo, but spots a bloody leg and the swelling around his muzzle and forehead. His expression softens. Guys? Our attention shifts to the lynx cradled in Leo's arms, who's peering at us through bloodshot eyes. Tej? Leo loosens his grip on him, and the lynx props himself up on one knee, taking stock of his surroundings as if for the first time. Hello? Jenna exchanges a look with the rest of us before speaking. Welcome back to reality. That hum's nasty stuff, ain't it, kid? Hum? He clutches his ears. I don't know what you're talking about. He snaps his fingers a few times in front of TJ's face, or Leo does, before waving his paw right in front of him. TJ stares, flinching with a delayed reaction. Not too sure he's fully back with us yet. Flynn swipes his hand through the air, grimacing. Okay, enough of this. Wolf boy, what's the plan? I blink, realizing how naturally everyone defers to Leo when the going gets rough, just like it was when we were kids. I don't see Jeremy or Duke's ride out in front, so assume they aren't here. We should take a look around inside, but we need to be careful. They could be back any minute. Yeah. We all begin to follow in line behind Leo, all of us pretty damn aware our element of surprise is long gone. We're about to reach the open door when I notice that Jenna isn't with us. I glance back over my shoulder and see her staring into the underbrush back by the truck. Everyone else starts filing in before I get a chance to get anyone's attention, so I wait outside for her. I wave, trying to get her attention. Sure enough, she finally looks my way and quickly scurries her way over to me. It's amazing how silent she can be, even while running. It's one of those invaluable fox traits she has. It's tough to think of any aspect of foxes that's a hindrance, actually. What's up? And look at her, trying to keep my voice down. She peers at me with scrutinized expression, as if I had said something rather offensive, and she's waiting for me to talk my way out of it. Jenna? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing real. Huh? She walks in, not offering any elaboration. Come on. I sigh, following her. Jenna, I can't say I've ever experienced the interior of Heather's home the interior of Heather's home to look like this, even having known her most of my life. The first thing that hits me is the smell. It reminds me of one of those fancy candle and soap stores in the mall, but with this sort of dusty, mildewy stank that lingers in my senses. I love those candle stores. Very floral overall. Potpourri, I think it's called. The next thing I notice is the decor. Much like the exterior, this definitely appears to be some kind of fancy, castle-like theme going on here. However, the person going for said theme is certainly no interior designer. Bubbly wallpaper, cheap knickknacks, and blurry Prince JPEG pictures of fairy tale characters coat the walls. That was all we had! Don't judge us! Also, it's that face. Pink pendant banners dangle from the ceiling, and crushed litter can be reflected from within the waving of the carpet. Okay, whatever. It's like a child birthday party took place here, but judging from the faded appearance, it's been like this for a while. As I glance to my left, I notice the entire wall has been knocked down, the structural framing inadequately hidden by the flower-coated curtains. Beyond said curtains is a large chair, and a long red rug leading up to it. It takes me a moment to realize that it's supposed to be some kind of throne, lit harshly by the bright white fluorescent lights. Despite the attempted fanciful presentation, cluttered floors hinder whatever intended effect of opulence they were trying to go for. I can see old VHS tapes, candy wrappers, CRT monitors, disposable cameras, children's toys, all scattered about. Past the throne is what I think was supposed to be a living room. But instead of chairs, there's just this mattress on the floor, which is covered by throw pillows and beach blankets. I even recognize one as having the logo of Southwest Ventures. Seeing that makes me realize how long ago it feels like all of us were at the theme park, carefree for the most part. Flynn steps up to the knockdown wall, repeater clutched under one arm. Guessing they didn't get a permit for this demo? As if on cue, a gust of wind, a rolling wind, hits the house, and I can practically feel it shudder, unstable. The gala quickly refocuses, keeping a stilted gaze pointing down the wall for any sudden movement. Beyond that, the house is quiet for the most part, outside of the occasional dipping noise coming from somewhere I can't see. Nuts. Completely nuts. Leo mutters, shaking his head at the surroundings. Yeah, none of us come here. Never actually been inside before. Heather's dad never let anyone in. Now I can see why. Leo and the rest begin moving down the hall, while Jenna steps beside me. She has a contemplative frown on her muzzle. It's kind of weird and familiar in a way. It's all I can say initially, until I begin to start placing why. This place reminds me of old thrift stores and cheesy parties when I was a kid. Can't imagine living here. It's not as dirty as I thought it would be. Jenna muses, though through something catches her eye in the entranceway of the kitchen. Soon, I'm following her approaching what looks like a laminated colored pencil drawing posted on the wall with rainbow-colored tacks. King and Princess Palace. Jenna frowns deepens. On the picture, there's a large, bespectacled feline man sitting on a grand golden throne. It's quite an upgrade from the dingy orange recliner, draped up fabrics they got out front, that's for sure. Next to him, sitting cross-legged, is what looks like a drawing of Heather. She's in a stereotypically pink princess gown, with a little tiara on her head. The two are holding hands. It's such a sentimental picture, it practically seems pretty sweet that even Heather, as someone who cares about her enough as this. However, Jenna's dour expression does not relent. She quickly turns, heading down the hall with the rest of the gang. Flynn and Leo continue to take point, the gala keeping his rifle at the ready. Still no sign of anyone, though. Part of me wonders how wise it is to be carrying a gun with all this mind-altering hysteria business going on. Flynn turning on any of us would be pretty unfathomable, the lizard having always been all bark and no bite. Still, seeing one of my own friends brandishing a weapon, it's a weird feeling. I pop into one of the rooms along the main hall that still has lighting on. It looks like some kind of study, and it's much less cluttered than the rest of the house. There's a small desk besides the door, and a laptop, and a stack of papers next to it, most of them with Reclamation Bureau letterhead. At a glance, the documents mention things like water tables, hydrology reports, and map revisions for floodplain boundaries. It all sounds like pretty heady stuff. It's odd that Heather's dad lives in such a shitty place despite having such a technical sounding job. TJ wanders in beside me, staring blearily into the empty room. I reach over, placing a paw on the Lynx's shoulder. He flinches a little, but doesn't draw back. You feeling better, Teach? I ask, keeping my voice soft for his sake. Yeah. TJ responds, rubbing his arms. His fur looks puffier than usual, most likely the result of him being so on edge. I know we're looking for Carl, but I hope Heather's okay too. I withdraw my paw, giving him a sidelong look, as I check behind a few pieces of furniture that are in there here. Oh, I didn't figure you two were that close. At least, not anymore. You don't have to be close to someone to be worried about them. I'm not about to argue with Teej on that one. but the way he speaks makes it sound more like he's reciting something than speaking from heart. I step back into the main area. Down the hall, I hear the clatter of falling boxes, followed by a hushed swear from Flynn. Watch your step. Get off my ass. My adrenaline bus is wearing off. You can relax. It doesn't look like anyone's here. What? That doesn't mean you can fucking relax. It means that Carl's still out there, with those crackhead fuckfaces. I'm sure when he's dead, you'd relax plenty. Flynn. I can hear the lizard spits, cutting him off. Fuck you, Leo. Jenna sighs loudly, interjecting. Flynn, you know I didn't mean it that way. The bickering continues as I realize there's still a room at the back of the hall with the lights off. I make my way over, stepping in the doorway and peering into the blackness as I fumble around for a light switch. I find myself shielding my eyes from the glare of the unshaded lights hanging from above. For moments, I thought this room, I saw something move in the corner, though it must have been the glare. This room reminds me of the foyer, its cluttered mess and exposed drywall, electrical wiring. Sorry, remix me on. And damp spots all over the ceiling. There's a window to my right, and I think I can see Duke's truck parked outside. Duke mentioned something about Heather taking it while we were locked up with Brian. At first I think it's some kind of strange room, but then I notice the pink couch in the corner with the blankets, pillow, and alarm clock. There are dirty clothes piled up inside it, and judging from all the bras and panties, this must be where Heather sleeps. There's even a little closet in the corner with crayon children's drawings posted over the door. I take a step in, though I stop when something catches my eye. In the right-hand corner of the room, where I thought I saw something move earlier, a little green light blinks in the shadows. As I approach, I notice something, a pastel pink baby monitor thing, with a photograph taped above it. Space aliens. The picture is of what like a fennec fox on the outskirts of Echo, staring at, well, I'm not sure. God, that sentence broke me. A shooting star? The fox kind of looks like Keith. Weird. I flip over the photo and notice that there's some smudge right in the back. Whatever it once said, it's utterly illegible now. I put it back and shift my focus to the monitor beneath it. It appears to be decades old, judging by the worn paint, but it's apparently still functional. For some reason I can't really explain, I pick it up and press the single circular button in the center. It crackles with a slow, low hissing noise, and that's when I realize it's some kind of walkie-talkie. After a few seconds of holding the button, I speak into it. Hello? I nearly jump out of my skin at the groaning noise, mainly because it isn't coming from the device, it's coming from inside the room. My eyes dart around for the source, eventually finding one of the blankets piled up on the floor behind the table. It starts to move and I quickly back up. Leo, get in here. Heavy footfalls can be heard sprinting down the hall outside, the wolf pushing his way in with wild eyes. What's going on? He looks ready to pounce, though it's met by only me and the braggled-looking ram trying to tangle the comforter from his horns. Hey, it's you. What's going on? Yeah. Oh shit. Carl. There's a squeaky noise from the closet, and I notice Carl's unfocused green eyes start to wander in that direction. I look over and see the folding doors are slightly ajar. Were they like that before? That's when I see it. an eye. It peers through the crack, wide and bloodshot. The door is rammed from the inside, knocking it to the side and sending toys and other miscellaneous junk flying. The hanging light bulb flickers in the closet as the figure steps through. I quickly realize it's Heather. She has blood on her legs and a revolver in her grasp. "You get out!" "Go the hell away!" I quickly throw up my paws. Leo hesitates for a moment, then does the same. Hey, girlie, we don't mean no harm. We just need... Leo stops talking, and I'm not sure why. That is, until Heather shifts out of the way and can see more clearly into the flickering closet. Hunched against the wall is what looks like an enormous doll. Upon further inspection, it's not a doll at all. It's a man, and there's a red smear on the wall behind him. I recognize him from the drawing. A portly fellow with circular glasses, each of the lenses shattered by bullet holes. There are just empty sockets where his eyes once were. Atop his head is a little plastic crown, embedded with costume jewelry. Oh shit. Micah walks in the room, quickly recoiling at the sight of Heather and the figure in the closet. So is that her dad's? Carl hurtles back against the floor, seemingly trying to make himself look small. At first, Micah starts approaching the closet, but quickly stops as Heather brings a revolver, pointing at all of us. I've never actually looked down the barrel of a gun before, and the feeling is petrifying. Heather, what the fuck are you doing? It's me, Micah. I don't care. You need to go. She shifts the revolver, aiming it unusually at Micah. We all take a step back, my back now against the wall. Where the hell is Flynn? Did you shoot your dad? Holy fuck, Heather. Micah. Leo rumbles in warning. What? That's her fucking dad in the closet. I will kill all of you. The shot rings out, and Micah flinches. The weapon was aimed at him when it went off. He blinks, shocked, the bat's hands beginning to shake as he checks his torso. He whirls around, spotting the light spray of blood around the bullet hole in the wall. That's when the pain hits him, and he slowly begins to raise his wing. Clipped right through the center is a bloody hole, the edges of the impact site looking like frayed fabric. The bat slumps back, exuding a ragged gasp. You fucking shot me! But she just shot at its wing, so that's alright, right? Leo's eyes bulge, and he starts to move, but stops when that revolver is swiveled towards him. Heather! I shout, trying to draw attention away from the others, though I quickly realize I have no clue what to say. We're just here looking for Carl. Remember, like we mentioned during the bonfire? My voice is shaky, crackling as I speak. The cat's chest rises and falls, like she's hyperventilating. It's been that way since she stepped out of the closet. She makes her way over towards the slumped form of Carl, still half covered in blankets. Then she points a gun down at him. I'm going to shoot him in his stupid, fat, ugly face, unless you leave right now. She's absolutely screaming, her demands spattered with such a pitch, her voice constantly cracks. Tears begin to roll down her already wet cheeks, her eyes puffy. Beneath her, Carl covers his face with a blanket, visibly trembling with a mixture of fear and exhaustion. Okay, right on. I swallow. That's the plan, right guys? We're just gonna leave, nice and slow. I do my best to put on a calm face and nod to Leo and Micah. Are you fucking kidding me? Micah's outburst is directed towards me. No, not after you come all this way. We're not leaving the rich boy. He practically hisses his words. He's cupping a hand over his wound and trying to avoid stretching the skin of his wing as that seems to make the hole bigger. Heather, you have no reason to be keeping that chunky bitch here. Just let us take his ass and leave. Leave? Heather repeats. I have nowhere else to go. Nowhere. Everything used to be bad, but not terrible like this. Keith barely talks to me anymore, and when he does, he says, "Also Keith?" She breathes in shakily. He says the meanest things. I cover my ears, and I can still hear him. Okay, I guess like the otherworldly things. Keith is fucking gone. Unless he gave you some secret cell phone number I don't know about, you can't be speaking of him. Micah neglects to mention that we discovered about Brian's habits and the potential fate of his fox friend. But it's possibly for the best that isn't brought up. This is all hum shit, plain and simple. Duh, stupid. I know that. It doesn't explain anything though. You just give it a silly name, but it's not silly. It's horrible, and I hate it. Micah opens his mouth, snap back, but Heather shrieks, a blubbering spit coming from her mouth. Snot rained down her nose. She begins to press her fingers close to the trigger. Carl, move. She doesn't fully finish pulling the trigger, leaving us all staring wide-eyed, in suspense. She looks like she's dry heaving, trying not to throw up, an immensely sick feeling with her at that will not leave. Also, yeah, where the fuck is Flynn? There was a gunshot. I can barely hear anything anymore. The ringing is so loud. It just sounds like him. He won't stop. Heather flails in the direction of the shadowy figure in the closet. Even though the man in the closet is very much dead, he's propped up in a way that makes it look like he's watching Heather pace about the room. His dark sockets following her while her back is turned. She seems afraid to look at him. The feline closes her eyes for a moment. I can tell Leo is weighing his chances of whether he can tackle her to the ground before she can get a shot off. Before he can move, they open again, and she speaks, her voice still shrill, but quieter. Everyone thinks I'm stupid, that I'll never do anything but rot away like everyone else. And it has nothing to do with that Duke, or Brian, or Jeremy, or Clint, or anyone thinks will fix things. This whole town is so shit. No argument there. Micah mumbles wide-eyed. And it's not your fault. They're wrong. I don't really even know you. She points the pistol at me, and it's like my heart crawls up in my throat, and my whole body is rigid with fear. This town is evil, and I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna do something with my life for once. It don't be some plaything. She growls at the ground as she says this. It's what Keith told me all the time before. He went away for a while. Heather stands there, shaking in place, as if trying to muster the courage to do something. She begins to strafe, getting closer to the closet and bending down to pick up something besides the corpse. I think we can still hear the train in the background. It's a bloody folder, with a little booklet stamped to the front. I recognize the emblem of the cover, the Reclamation Bureau. Heather's paw covers the front, and I can still make out daughter's damn basic operation and manual's procedure. Outside, there's some movement by Duke's truck. Trying not to draw attention to myself, I glance out the window and spot a familiar pattern of orange and black scales and TJ's tuffy fur. There's a glint of something metallic, Flynn's repeater, which is currently sighted towards the hysterical cat. So wait, is Flynn actually taking this time out now to take TJ away to go interrogate him? Heather is so close to us now. Flynn wouldn't risk trying to take that shot, right? The idea of Flynn shooting anyone is just unfathomable in its own right. What are you even talking about? I'm gonna make it so there's no town. As Heather turns away, she catches a glimpse of blood on the folder, and she looks back towards the closet. She screams, but she's not staring at the corpse. It's like she's looking above it, and it's something else at eye level. Daddy. She blubbers before promptly slumping out of the room in a full sprint, elbow checking Micah so hard that he gets knocked on his ass. Well, I think that with that, it's a good time to call it. I'm not sure how much longer this goes. I was planning on doing this thing where I do, instead of flipping from one visual novel to another, I mainline one of these things until the end of it, which is getting me quite a few videos. Yep, we're at 34 yesterday and gonna be more today. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, or otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to grow, then please subscribe and check out the rest of our group. Please remember to spare your apples to control the pet population. And if you have mental health problems, you'll see somebody. You know. Also, if you want to play this game, it's for free on itch.io. But if you want to support people that made this game and are making others, go on the Patreon, which is $3 a month. Anyways, until next time, let's say, me, GamerWolfSix, have a go. So thanks and see ya.